Hi there! In this video I'll tell you the 5 essential first steps you need to take before you do any auditions for audiobook narration work. And stick with me to the end of this video because you might think that the cost to get set up as a narrator will be quite significant, but you might also be in for a pleasant surprise. I'm Andy the Audiobook Narrator and I started narrating audiobooks at home in early 2019. I had no experience, but I had this belief that I could do it and a desire to have a go. And if you have an interest in becoming a narrator of audiobooks, then arguably it's never been a better time to take it up. That's because audio is the fastest growing sector of the book publishing industry because it's growing by 10% year on year. Now, since I started, I have completed around 30 audiobook projects and they were all recorded in my home studio, and looking back, these are the 5 steps that I took at the outset that I can say with all certainty are essential to complete before you put in for your first audition. So here go. Step 1. Get some voiceover training. Now, I don't mean go on a course that would take weeks or even months or to go to drama school. No, I had a one-day face-to-face session with an experienced voiceover artist, Gary Terza, a former TV presenter for many years, and his name and contact details are in the notes to this video below. And there are of course others if you search around the internet for voiceover training. It was absolutely invaluable, and you may have noticed that I said voiceover training rather than audiobook narrator training or even voice acting training. That was deliberate because A, you may be pushed to find a course that specialises only in audiobook work, and B, what you can expect here is a basic introduction to things like projecting your voice, using the right intonation, pacing your voice, recording, editing and so on. But most importantly, getting feedback from the trainer on how your voice sounds and what you need to do, if anything, to improve it, to give yourself the best chance of winning auditions. These are all generic skills that apply to voiceover work as well as audiobook work. So check out the contact details below of Gary Terza, who gave me my training, and of course there may be other options more local to you if you search the web. Step 2. Set up a recording space at home. Now, wait until you've had your training and you're sure voiceover and voice acting are for you before you start spending more money. If it turns out that maybe you don't quite have what it takes to narrate audiobooks or do voiceover work, or you've changed your mind, save yourself further expense at this point. But if you are proceeding, then the next step is to decide where your recording space should be. I converted a small room that was a loo, or for our American viewers, a John. And if that sounds small, well, I've even heard of people setting up in a cupboard. You'll need to ensure it is soundproofed to cut down on external noise getting in, and that it is insulated with blankets or similar to prevent echo, often called reverb, in the voiceover world. Or you could purchase a portable recording booth, although they are not particularly cheap. Take a look at my video on the equipment you need to succeed as an audiobook narrator and a voiceover artist, as I talk about the recording space in that video. I've put the link to it in the notes below. Step 3. Buy your recording equipment. Now again, if you check out that same video on equipment that I just mentioned, it will give you details of what I purchased and how much it cost me, which was not a lot. You'll certainly need a good microphone and a preamp device, along with some recording and editing software. I use a program called Audacity, which does both exceptionally well, and it's free of charge. As well as checking out my video, your trainer or coach should be able to advise you too. Step 4. Compile a show reel. Now, a show reel is some examples of your voice narrating a bit of an audiobook or some other voiceover projects. Now at this stage you probably won't have narrated any books so far, but there are 2 ways you can crack this. Firstly, it may be that your coach will record samples from your training day and piece them together for you. Ask before you book your training session if the compilation of a showreel is included. If not all of your samples are reading from a book, then you could produce a few yourself by simply recording yourself reading a short extract from a handful of different books. Now, the first thing to say is only do this once you have your recording space and your equipment all set up. You'll want to use them so that your samples sound professional and of good technical quality. Ideally, you should provide a minimum of 5 samples in your showreel, each around 1 minute in length. On ACX, which is the production arm of Audible, the world's largest audiobook sales platform, there is no limit to the number of samples you can attach to your narrator's profile. And even just 1 is permissible. But if you can manage at least 5, then that would be a positive first step for you. And try to make each of them clearly unique. For example, include 1 documentary type delivery where it is just your voice, 1 that showcases a couple or more different characters in dialogue with one another, maybe 1 or 2 with an accent, different genders, even different ages. The idea is to promote your versatility and skill, but if you don't want to make a big thing of character voices or accents at this stage, then at least try to include samples that are from different genres and different types of scene. For example, exciting, fast-paced, or humorous, or romantic. You get the picture. The more versatility you can reflect in your samples, the better. Finally, step 5. Post up your profile on ACX for Audible as a starting point. Now, there are other audiobook platforms such as Voquent and Findaway Voices, for example, but one thing at a time. Once you have a showreel, you are in the business of potentially being approached. And on ACX, you can be proactive because you will find lots of books that you can audition for. Above all, be patient. You will be lucky to receive an approach or an offer in the first month, so don't be over-optimistic. Now, at the start of this video, I said that I would tell you how much all this will cost you. The training day, if it is a one-to-one session like mine was, might cost you around the £500 mark. But if you attend a course as part of a group, you may get less time and attention, but it could cost quite a lot less money. Shop around online and get some quotes. The equipment is not expensive. Mine cost me £150 or so in total, but it could set you back more if you need a new laptop or computer to use for this purpose. Decking out your recording space will be a minimal cost unless you decide to invest in a portable booth. Those can set you back around £750 or more. Creating your showreel yourself and posting it on ACX and other sites is going to cost you some of your time, but nothing more than that. Now, there's a summary of the 5 steps in the video notes below, and do feel free to post up any questions you want to ask in the comments below, or you can email me. Here's my email address. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. And if you found it helpful, please click the thumbs up button. And if you want to keep seeing more of my videos as they are released on all things about audiobooks, please subscribe to my channel. I wish you all the best in your quest to become a successful audiobook narrator. It really is an exciting and rewarding job. And I would love to hear the outcome of your efforts in the coming weeks or months. So let me know how things go by emailing me or posting up a comment. Take care now and see me again soon. Bye for now.